Hello, welcome to tutorial 17. I'm still ill, but we're going on. My headache is gone, so we're okay. So, I've just added some things to, this script is exactly the same as it was from tutorial 16, but I've just added 17 up here, and I've just added a few things to the comments. So we've done dictionary for stepping onto blocks. The tower step algorithm, from the last video just today, early this morning. We want to improve that at some point, but not in this video. Um, Layers of terrain. Um, yes, different material types in layers. That's kind of what I want to look at. Ores. And yeah, the biomes. So colors and Perlin changes as we go from, say, at the moment we've got like a forest and it's kind of like hilly to deserts and other things like that. And a key thing will be to change the colors of our spawned blocks. So there's one block underneath where you're digging, and then possibly as many as four, or maximally four, to create the cave walls for the illusion there. There's also that little bug. Let me just add 9.9.3. I'll call it 9.6. It's kind of like over here. Separate kind of thing. It's bug. I've forgotten what to talk about. Oh yeah, prevent gaps in terrain when spawning sometimes. So I've got to find exactly the condition that that's happening. Okay, which is not this video. Oh yeah, the save file thing. I might need to make my own shorter video and then add it into this series. We'll keep doing the Minecraft series forever, okay? See you in year 2098, and we'll all be old. Still having some fun. Improve the axe animation. My animation is rubbish. Anush's is fantastic, but I did I didn't put his code in correctly. Sorry, Anush. I'll do that better next time. Right, a nuns for block types prevent building on top of extant blocks. We did that last video, just now. We did that. Okay, so let's just run this. Let's just run this and yeah, have a look. The first thing that I want to sort out in terms of like the color of the terrain that we're mining, going to build mode is if I just do some happy mining, here I go, like that. Everything looks the same underneath in the sense of I know it's stone at the moment, but that's fine. But even so, let's just say by some kind of coincidence, once we've got some variation, if that were all stone, we don't want the texture patterned in exactly the same way. And just like we've done for our terrain, we want kind of like patches of lighter and darker stone. And if you see this cube that I'm looking at with the black dot on, the one next to it hasn't got the black dot on, but they're exactly the same model and texture. I've just rotated them, if you remember from an earlier video. So we've got to apply that process to these guys. So rotating them actually is probably easier, the first thing to do. So in the mining system, I want to go to, in mine spawn. So this first bit is spawning a block of the color stone here, giving it a position. So after the position, I guess, let's add some random rotation. How did I do this before? Let's see if I could just remember. Ease dot rotation on the y-axis, so like a pole sticking through it. That's going to be times equals 90 degrees. So it always wants to be a 90 degree, and that wants to be not 4 times, like by random, up to a random 3 times. So rand range. Is that what I want? No, I need like an integer range. Randint from 0 times to 3 times. Randint is not working. Do I need random.randint? Do I not have randint yet? Let's have a look. Well, I've got rand range. Can I have randint as well? Thank you very much. Import. Does that now work? Mine spawn, and I don't need a random on the front. Randint. It's happy with. It now knows what it is. Lovely. Okay. So let's just see if we can detect that. Detect that change. So we've got to come away from the mining system module back into our main module, which is called PyCraft tutorial 17 here. By the way, I've tidied up the on GitHub, where you can get all the code, by the way, in the description for every single tutorial I've done so far, and all the assets that I've used. They're all there for free that you can use. What was I saying? I've reorganized that. So I put the old code, like the non-current code, into folders that says something like code from older videos, so that all the current stuff are the files that you can like see immediately. This is a horrible terrain. It's too steep. There's a goose. Hiya, Vincent. You're right. Okay. Right. Oh, falling down. Oh god. Right. Legacy cave issues. Okay. Right. Build mode. Yeah. I actually winced then because memories. Okay. Of bugs happening. So we need neighboring blocks just so that we can. Oh, it's only the dug block, isn't it? So it's only ones that we. Right. We need flat. We need some flat terrain to do this, which is like this is the worst terrain. Okay, they're definitely identical. What's the chances that's happened every time in 4? Yep, they're all identical. So it's not rotating. As it ought to be. So, what's going on? What's happening? Rotation times equals 90 times random. Maybe I just want to say it equals 90 times random integer. Maybe that will suffice. Oh, this time, could we have random gods of randomness? Could we have like nice flat terrain? That'd be lovely. Is 105. Really steep, thanks. I'll just let a bit more of the terrain. Generate, you know what? 105, seed 105 has got like this little patch here, which I quite like. That's definitely featured in other videos or me in the background trying to work out stuff. So, when we dig, the the side spawned texture should be the same, which they are. You can see that like little dark dot near the top right of the texture. So they should look the same at the moment because I'm not rotating them, but the ones down here should have rotated. Yes, dark spot is top right, dark spot is bottom right, bottom left, and bottom right. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. Some code actually works that we did. Yes, I am actually really pleased with that. That's good. Okay, so it's going to start looking a little bit better. Really, we've got to have some variation in color. So let's actually go to original code to see how I've done this. It's going to be a bit different because when we're mining, when we're spawning blocks, we're taking its color from like these presets. and then I've got to get hold of the components of those, the RGB value, and raise them lower or higher. Oh, here's the color. So subcubes, current cube's color equals this. Oh, so I could get its first component. That might be a really long, and it's a random integer from -32 to 30. Okay, let's just take that as a sample and come back here. So sorry, I'm back in the mining system and I'm in mine spawn. And the first job is to spawn the cube below where we've just dug, and this is the cube that we've just added some random rotation to. So we're in the right place. So after we've given it its color, we now want to adjust the tint of this block's color. And let's just put in, so that's my reference code there. So we're actually just, yeah, so we need tint, I'll say, equals rand int, which I've got hold of recently, that's lucky. We'll go from -32 to 32. Right, we've got a phone call, see in a moment. And I'm back, there we go. Yes, so, e-color block type, what are we doing? Oh yeah, the tint. We're randomizing from -32 to 32. So we can add 32 to each component on its RGB value. But whereas here, this reference code in this comment, we're kind of like generating a color from that, which we don't want to do. We want to add it to whatever color we've already got. So it's something like e color dot RGB 0 plus equals tint, which obviously I've got to do underneath the creation of that variable. Now, I don't think that's going to work, but just in case it does, let's just go for the whole thing. So that would be the 0 index will be the red, that would be the green, and index 1 and index 2 would be the blue. That surely won't work. I think this, referring to each component, I don't think I can do, I don't think it works like that. I think it's more like that, maybe? Let's try. Let's try the RGB first. So this, if I've got that wrong, it should crash when we try and dig. It might not crash straight away here. So it's letting us play at the moment. And build mode. Yeah, it's crashes. Color has no attribute like that. So can we just go straight to color? Does it have like 3 components? 0, 1, and 2. Whoa. Seed 104 is awful. I should ban that from the little range, although let me just generate a bit more terrain. Maybe we can drop down here between these trees. There's a bit more flatness. Yes, here's a lovely little spot. Okay. Oh, wow. Okay, something's worked. In the sense, oh, okay. That's more that's more like the kind of bug I'm expecting. Wow. They've just gone black. But all of them have gone black at the same time. If one of them had gone black, I'd be like, okay. Now all the stone is black, and now all the stone is white again. That suggests to me it's something to do with an irregularity of when I'm combining the blocks, for one thing, and two, um, um, that was way too dark. Oh, at least we were changing the colour. So the colour was kind of working, wasn't it? No, it wasn't working because the red, green, and blue, we can't have all of it being. If I'm minusing, sorry, by the maximum 32, that's going to, because it's stone, each component is 255, 255, 255. So it's not going to be 0, i.e. black. But we are getting, at least our rotation's working, guys. Okay. So we've come out of there, back in the mining system. So this is affecting all of the spawned and dug. So basically, it's affecting the whole build model. So maybe once that's done, I should combine. So then, yeah, okay, I'll go to this builds combine. So then we don't get the crazy, all of the blocks changing the same color. Or we get it more routinely, in fact, or more predictably. So, okay, at least we haven't got it once. So we should have like dark here because that's just netherite. Oh god, I wonder if netherite has something to do with it. Okay. They're looking a bit darker anyway. I don't know if I'm getting a variation in tint, i.e. is it now working perfectly? That can't be the case. Like, are we getting blocks that are significantly higher? Oh, there's that the terrain gap bug. I have to remember that. Well, we're definitely not getting, now that we've got that combining, doesn't look like we can get the strange black coloration for the whole mesh. But are they varied? They look all the same color to me. So what we could do is go to the mining system. Oh, actually, we only want to minus the color. The range wants to go from let's just go minus 100 to 0. You only want to take away from white. And we won't do it for the red component. So we should get some more color kind of variation just for testing. Right, let's see if that works. Yep, definitely looks red. Looks way too red. Notice also, yeah, this has now affected the wireframe, which should not be happening. And they all look the same tint. Oh wow, I've just done that accidentally. That's crazy. Yeah, so looks like we are at least doing kind of what we want in terms of the color component, so we can access that. But I've got to figure out why this is affecting the whole builds model. And it might be to do with what's combining when. And my axe has disappeared. I think, oh yeah, the axe, when you move and it's shaking, it can like move away from you. So if I move backwards, maybe. Whoops. I'm just enjoying doing that. Okay. Okay. That has stumped me for a little while. So let's pause the video there. I'll go do some investigation and then talk you through it when I get back. See you in a moment. Okay, welcome back. Again, a little bit of time has gone for me, and I'm in a different room. And I've got a mouse, so things should be a little easier to control now. Okay, I think I've got the answer. So first thing that we need to do is, instead of assigning the color of our block types object, RGB color object, what we want to do is actually make a copy of this object and then assign it to, or a new copy and assign it to the color property of our entity. Otherwise, what we're actually doing is just pointing to the same memory in the computer. So when we change the color of this entity, actually we're changing this data up here. We're actually changing the original RGB color as well. That's why all of the build model was being affected, as far as I know. So what we can do, what we want to be able to do is say, well, I just want a copy of this. Now, and that should solve the problem. However, where does this copy come from, this copy function? Well, all we have to do is import that, which I think I've already done at the top. during my testing while I was away. No. Oh, did I put it in just at the start of the function? So where are we? Yeah, we're in mine spawn. So there we go. From copy, import, copy. There we go. And I might just make a note why we've got that there. Whoops. For, excuse me, for coughing, for copying colors. There we go. And then future me, if I'm like, well, I can just copy colors by assigning straight away, and then I'll do away with this copy, and then I'll have the problem recreate itself, and I'll be like, okay, that's why I've got to use that. Right. So let's leave that there. Now we want to change the tint, and I think I found a way of doing this. So we don't need to do it via the RGB. Looking online, am I looking in the right place? Yeah, setting the color. So this is just the documentation which Peter Amland, I presume, has put together. I just noticed this, the third line or the fourth line down here. We can actually tint the color, and it looks like we've got a floating point number there. So presumably we can go from 0 to 1. It's kind of like normalized, something like that. So we can add a little randomness within that. I say, yeah, fully confident. Okay, so eColor equals color dot tint, and then we can put in some kind of random number. So could I just do like random would give us something between 0 and 1. We kind of want it. Where do we want it? We want it in what kind of like range? I guess I'll leave it like that. Well, that's kind of like the full range of tinting. I don't know, I want some more control. So rand range, that's got to be an integer. So from 1 to, I think 32 or 64. And then we've got to divide that by 100, I think. Okay, so let's save that and try and run this module, which is not the main module, so it won't run the game. There we go. So go into the correct module, our main module, the Playcraft tutorial 17. Now press play, and now it should run. Okay. I'm not going to be able to do, I don't think, like a full biome kind of like system before I've done things behind the scenes, but maybe I can get some ideas. Anyway, let's just thinking out loud. Whoops. Float object is not subscriptable. Ooh, color. Maximum. Color 0 plus amount 1 0. Float object. Now, what on earth have I done there? Okay, let's go for the original plan. Random. Yeah, and just leave it like that. Again, random should just return us something. I have imported that. Just make sure you have. So from random import rand range. I've got rand int and random. Oh, rand range. Maybe I needed just to have one number in there. Let's try that. Maybe I was thinking of rand range. Here I am. Okay, rand int. So we want to go from, or rand range, up to 64, and then divide that by 100. I think that makes sense. And then if this doesn't work, just put random in there, which will give us a number or a floating point number between 0 and 1, which I think the tint function requires. Right. No. Okay. So that didn't work again. Sorry, not using rand range correctly. So just put random in there. Now, Control save that. Come into the correct module. Run. We've just gone over the half-an-hour mark. I keep trying to think about what about the next kind of like stage of different mineral types and things. But then I keep running into these little bugs, so it keeps halting my thinking. Right, F. Oh, no. What am I doing wrong here? Color tint random. Okay, maybe I've just got the syntax completely wrong there. Whoops. Oh, I've got to refer to the entity again. I had a little feeling. Oh dear. So that means everything I was doing could have been correct, and now I'm hopelessly confused about how to use random. So e.color tint. Let's just keep random in there. Okay, seed 109, right. I'm wincing now to try it. Okay, it works. Well, it doesn't crash. Exactly the same thing as working. How much variation do you think we're getting in the tint? I can't see any. At least it's not crashing, and it's got the colour we're kind of expecting. Okay, so let's... the other thing, I thought of another thing that we can do. We can rotate on the x-axis or the z-axis these guys, and actually I'll do it right now, simply because the text is repeated all the way around. So we need to vary... actually, we might need it on all of them. I'll picture this in my head. I can't do the kind of the, what's it even called? Like geometry in my head. But anyway, like a dice, we're kind of rotating it that way, random times, that time, random times. No, some other way, random times. On all three axes, just so that we're trying to vary the texture on the top. That's the only reason we're doing that. Right, back to here. So, what was my original idea? It was something like, I want rand range from 1 to 64, and then I wanted to make sure that's less than 1, so I'm dividing it by 100. That should take it really dark, unless the tint function, the higher you go, it doesn't mean like the lighter the colour, but the kind of like the less tint you're working with or something. Okay. Build mode. I need flat ground. I need some flat ground to actually compare, right? And I need to actually mine. Well, to To my eye, that looks all the same. All the same. This is crazy because I've off camera, literally first time it works. What on earth did I do? Okay, try randint. Just put randint in there. Probably not to do with which random function I'm using here. It's more like the range that I'm using. Oh, again, I kind of need flat ground so I can see. What is this? Seed 104. Here's my little pocket. So turned off the terrain generation now. Now let's have a look. Still not enough variety. Or any variety. At least I know the problem isn't the tint function because I had it working just now. Well, okay. So let's say we've got a random integer, rain, including both endpoints. So let's say between 1 and 32. And we just want to do 1 divided by that number. And one thing I didn't kind of celebrate enough is that at least our wireframe is staying the correct color, maintaining white. I should have found some flat ground, but maybe, oh, I can't see any variation yet either. Okay, let's try going right up to 255. So presumably 1 divided by 255 will be far away enough from 1, i.e. being normal tint. Again, there I'm trying to interpret what the function actually does. So 1 might be full tint rather than most powerful tint imaginable. All look the same tint. No. Let's just check. If I go to block type 3, whatever that is, maybe we've got some color in there. Maybe it will reveal that there is tint variation going on, but we just can't see it with white. Actually, yeah, that one does lack a different tint to the others. This end one certainly does. down here. Although generally speaking, they're all kind of doing the same thing. And then we've just got those rare ones. Got that guy there. Obviously the stone blocks are still there because they're the spawned blocks. All we're looking at the moment is that one block that spawned below the dig point. No, not enough variation. Okay, let me pause the video and have a fiddle around. Okay, I think I've worked out what's happening. Firstly, tint is the function I think I was just talking about. I just had a look in the code itself. I don't think this is what we need. That looks like it's... Well, what was happening was it was shifting the hue, so the type of colour, like yellow as opposed to orange, as opposed to green, as opposed to green. Couldn't think of any more colours. There we go. So what we need to do is, after we've copied so like a shallow copy of our colour from our list above, then we want to choose a random tint or shade. Should I call this shades? I'll call that a shade, so we don't get confused with the function that I was just talking about. Copy those. There we go. And then I'll put these in a nice order. And then what we can do is we can get a hold of the first component, red, green, and blue. And what I'm going to do is, because what I think is happening, it's being stored not as like 255 or 100 or whatever. It's actually being stored, looking behind the scenes here, as is being kind of like converted in or normalized into a value between 0 and 1. So what we want to do is take a value between 0 and 1, i.e. from our random, and then minus that from whatever the current value is, and we should get a nice shade. So the difficulty thing would then be to add, excuse me, add a little bit to that, but without going too high, because we don't want it black. That could go all the way to black, so maybe maybe something like 40% or above. Okay, another thing, while I'm here, because I'm confident, I'm kind of confident that's going to work, but also in the input function, so still within the mining module, it'd be nice to actually change what type of what block type. So we'll go for 0, 1, 2, 3. I think we've got netherite is 4, isn't it? And that means in build, so block type is 0, indexed is 0 at the moment. So I'm just going to find not the build tool function, the build function. There we go. Netherite for testing. Now we'll reactivate that commented out line. So the color of our build block is going to be whatever block type we're currently building. So 4, yeah, was netherite. Okay. So now we should be able to use our number keys again to change what stuff we're building. We've got seed 100. Oh yeah, I quite liked 100. I'll stop generating there. So, oh, there's baby, the giant axolotl, and yes, and Vincent, who's kind of in a tree. Okay, so let's do it on the flat ground so we can compare tints. Well, that looks really black. So we're definitely getting different tints, but we're going way too deep. So my intervention of adding 40%, what I think is then happening is that tip set greater than 1, and looking at the code behind the scenes, Peter Amland's code, like within Ursina itself, I think it's then saying, oh, you're using a 255 kind of thing. Therefore, kind of translate it to that. So it's going to be a very dark color. It's going to be like 0.4 in terms of 255 or something like that. Okay, so we have got different stone colors at least. Let's just try 1, 2, 3, 5. Oh. So number keys aren't working yet. Oh. So we're stuck on stone, or we haven't got netherite at least. Let's just see. Maybe I needed to. Well, firstly, oh no, let's have a look. Is it the color thing? Color equals block type. Block type. Oh, this dot. We're working within a class, aren't we? If you're working with actually good code, Python code, you'll see self dot instead of this dot, which I'll definitely need to mention there. And yeah, let's get rid of the 40%. Unless there's an obvious there's an obvious thing to do, isn't there? Is to convert those to 255 times equal. Okay, let's try a really complicated sum and just see if it works. So that's converted it minus shade, that wants to be times 255. Oh, I guess I could go more 100 plus 155. Then it wouldn't be too dark. And then it'd be very light. I don't know. Right. And then take off the 0.4. Right. I'm not going to explain any of that unless it works. Let's just see if that works first of all. Here we go. I can't believe this. I'm heading towards another hour video. The tints look pretty light. So it's better than before. But is there enough variation? That's the thing. Or did my plan not work at all? The other possibility, yeah, is that there's no flat ground again here. Oh. Yeah, the other possibility is it just didn't work. And we've got the same tints. They look very similar. Yeah, I think they're all same, maybe. Let's just try. Okay, let's abandon that idea and just take off that. I should use the end map. Would probably work quite well here. Oh, this is crazy. I thought this, just changing the colour, the shade of the colour would be the easiest bit. But there you go. Okay, maybe I should stop testing, because if I keep testing, I'll get one of those really outrageously black ones. Although they were really common last time. And this is, yeah, this is nice. This can be like fine-tuned later on. Whoops. Very good. Okay, so we've got different colours, meaning it's much more satisfying when we're kind of like mining. I forgot to test the, what do you call it? Excuse me, I forgot, what did I forget to test? I forgot to test the build different types of building material. So it looks like it's working. 4 is netherite. 3 is, I'm calling that soil, I guess. That looks like soil to me. 3, 2, grass, and 1 is going to be stone. So we can, yeah, build with those. We can mine quite happily. And now that we've got different colours. Oh, no, that's, that's a really dark black one. Yeah. There's the next little bug. I really want to iron that out. I think I'm going to do that behind the scenes and then just show the answers. It's a bit quicker. Let's just try deleting these bits and bobs to make sure that part of the system is working. Yep, that's good. I've got a feeling I didn't have enough build types, mineral types, block types. Let's just have a look. Excuse me. So that was in the input function. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. I'm not going mad, but there we go. Well done if you spotted that. Okay. I'll stop the video here. Next time, now we've got the resources ready and a few of the bugs sorted out. We're kind of ready for, let's go to our list, the biomes. And I'd like to improve that tower step algorithm. Different material types in layers. I've kind of done that in terms of the colours. But no, biomes actually involves using some more Perlin noise or something to actually have seams of things, and we've got to incorporate the caves. So sometimes we haven't just got solid terrain all the way down, even though it's varied in terms of mineral type, but sometimes it'll open up to a great big cavern or something like that. And what I'm thinking is we kind of like we have an automatic system. Now that we've got mining properly working, properly building up the cave walls, we could just drop, as we're creating the terrain, like an automated bot using these functions to go and dig it out extensively in different areas. That's the idea. or maybe just using our dictionary. Anyway, I'll think about that behind the scenes and come up and try some things out. So biomes, colours, and permanent traits. So now that we've got different material types in layers, ores and things, i.e., we can manipulate it with the colour. The colour. It's not really an algorithm, but the functions that I was just using there. We know what we're doing with the colour. Okay, and we can do various things. And we've done the different block types with number keys. Prevent gaps, right, that's the big one. 9.6 I want to sort out for next video, and so that we're starting into the biomes. Okay, thanks very much for watching. I hope some of this was helpful. I'll see you next time. Again, code is in the comments if you want it, and any suggestions, leave them in the comments. I love reading them, and I try to incorporate what you're after. Okay, see you next time.